Rice, welcome back, brother. I think we got a pretty interesting, at least to me, topic today to talk about.
Hey everyone, hey Andy. Yes, today we're talking about a great topic and a topic that I think a lot of people are a little bit confused with. Yeah, let's rock this episode also.
Love it, love it. Well, if you haven't met, Rice is the CEO of Unisports. Unisports is an AI automation agency. And today we're going to dive into machine learning, what that is, some questions around machine learning, some uses around machine learning, and how you might, as a business leader, a CEO, a founder, how you might think about machine learning and what it could do for your business and how to transform your business with what is essentially a subcomponent of artificial intelligence, AI, called machine learning. So, Rice, good to have you here, brother. Good to be back. Good to hear your wisdom today on this podcast.
Yes, it's been a week, so yeah, let's start. The most common question that we see is people is asking, what is machine learning? Let's explain a little bit what machine learning is. So, machine learning, that is a subset of the artificial intelligence AI. AI is the broad concept of machines being able to carry out tasks. In a way, we consider that smart machine learning is the method by which they achieve it. So, as it is a core, machine learning is about teaching computers to learn from data instead of using programming like a computer task to perform. We give it data, and with that data, it figures out the patterns and rules on its own. You can think of it like when you open Netflix, you start seeing suggestions about movies based on your search or what you have viewed. That are machine learning examples. You'll also see like when you search on Facebook, on different type of social media applications. Let me say you were looking for a plumber. You will see that Facebook starts to give you a lot of suggestions of plumbers inside your area where you live. And you are thinking that, hey, how does Facebook know that I was like looking for a plumber? It's this type of computers that we call it machine learning type of computers that does these type of patterns that they show up what your search what you are searching for you will get back to see on your homepage. So, like an example, if you want a machine learning model to recognize spam emails, you don't write rules like look for a word free or discount. Let me say you're getting like a lot of spams about discounts. You don't have to like write a rule. Instead, you feed the model thousands of examples of spam and non-spam emails. So what happens is this computer or this machine recognize what is a spam and what is not a spam email. And the model analyzes the data and they find the patterns and learn to split it between the non-spam and the spam emails. And over time, the test they do for us, it gets better than a human can do the test. And that is about what machine learning is. But you can also see that if we look at how this machine learning works, so we have a different type of machine learning. We have the supervised learning. This is the most common type. Here, the model is trained on labeled data, meaning the input data comes with the correct answers. For example, if you're training a model to predict house prices, you'd give it data like square footage, number of bedrooms, and location, along with the corresponding prices. The model learns the relationship between these features and prices, so it can predict prices for new houses as it haven't seen before. You have the unsupervised learning. So in that model, the data isn't blend labeled. The model looks for patterns or structures on its own, and a classic example of this is like when you're using clustering where the model groups have similar data points together. For instance, if a retailer might use this type of learning to group customer based on shopping behavior without knowing in advance what those groups will look like. And the last learning model is the reinforcement model. That is a bit different because here in the model learns by trial and error, receiving rewards or penalty for its own action. Think of it like when you're training a dog. When you're training a dog, the dog will do things that he has that is not allowed to do, or maybe you didn't tell him to do that. So you will give him a cookie, a reward when he does something that you wanted him to do. And if he make a mistake, like you will be a little bit strict with him, showing him that what he did was incorrect. And this is how the AI systems like AlphaGo with beat world champions at the game were trained. So this is the reinforcement learning model, and this is what a little bit very risky model is, because you have to tell him what he did wrong, what he did good. It's not like the other two models. And behind the scene of machine learning, it relies completely on mathematical formulas that process data and make predictions. Some of these popular decisions are like, if we want to make a decision based on the data that we have, a business decision about a company, like which marketing agency to hire with all the information provided to him. These type of machines can help us to make those decisions. You can like see it similar to a human, but the only thing is, these machines, when you train them good, they will become smarter and faster than humans. That is a little bit how what machine learning are, what the difference is about it. And I think, Andy, in these days, if someone asks me like, hey, Rise, I want to study something in tech or AI, what can I do? I would say to them, advise them always like, machine learning is something that's very important. Because why it's important? Because machine learning is a big deal, or coming up like a big deal, because it allows us to solve problems that were before too complex or too much time consuming for simple companies. Like, even if we have a database with 1,000 customers, and we need to find the customers that ordered like that same pencil in 2022, and they use the red color of the pencil, they want to have the same one. With machine learning, the machine can go find it out, filter the data, and give us like, hey, these are the companies, this is the amount that they spent on, and that's where the decision makers at that time. Machine learning is something very important. It's one, as you mentioned when we started, it's one of the, uh, let me say, one of the arms of the AI. But I see machine learning in the coming time quite be an important stuff to be and to learn and to handle. And Andy, if we look at machine learning, if you would ask someone, what is the reason why machine learning is so powerful, and why is it needed to learn or to educate yourself, I would say the first thing is about handling large amount of data. Like, we're generating more data than ever. Think about the social media posts. We think about all the data that we sort out of customers, all those meetings we have, all those podcasts you have. Like, you need that data to be handled correctly. Also, the automation comes in, and when you look at the automation, it's things like doing the same task every time. If we use this type of machine learning, we can free up more time for ourselves. Also, what's nice about machine learning is it can become a little bit personal. Like what machine learning does. If you guys know, like Amazon, if you are someone that purchases a lot of, let me say, a lot of Apple products or Android products, Amazon will start giving you a lot of these suggestions of the products you have purchased, because the machine learning, he identifies what you like, what's your taste, what you want to see, what you want to buy, without we humans know that. The machine finds it out, and the machine shows you what you like and what you want to see. So I think in a couple of months, when we have our education platform ready to running with machine learning, when someone subscribes to our educational platform, once they start exploring, we don't have to find out what they like. The machine will find out what they're searching for, what they like, and suggest it to them and provide the correct, I think education tools to them. So yeah, it's something that's very important nowadays.
I first learned about machine learning about 4 years ago, and it was a use case in a business that we got involved with. And so think about the mining industry, and this would be a neat use case to maybe get people's wheels turning. But in the mining industry, a truck drives into the mine, it gets weighed, it goes and gets filled up with the product, whatever it is, rock, sand, gravel, whatever. It comes back out and it gets weighed again. And that weight that it's leaving with has to be under a certain federal and state limit. And what was happening to measure and determine how much that truck could carry depended on the number of axles of the truck. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the length between the axles. And so what was happening was the scale house operator would walk down, would count the number of axles, would measure with a tape measure the number of, the distance, and they would look at a piece of paper and say, 5 axles, 47 feet, that truck can carry 88,000 pounds, for example. And it was causing headaches because those trucks were leaving overweight because they couldn't measure everyone. So what we did was we put a camera that looked at the truck that came in, and then we used, I called it AI at the time. It was actually, I think, machine learning
Yes.
to figure out what was a wheel, right, on the truck, like what's a wheel and where's the center of that wheel. And so machine learning would go in and say, okay, there's 5 wheels, dun, 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 and then we would triangulate the pixels and measure and calculate the distance between the wheels. And that was our solution. But it took human beings, I think, to go in and say, that is a wheel. No, that's not a wheel. And so it needs good data and bad data, because if
Yes.
there was a round picture of a wheel on the top of the truck, then you had to figure out like, oh, that's not a wheel. Right? It's so
Yeah.
you still need good data in to get good data out, right?
Yes, that's totally correct. And these machines are like children, because when you have a baby, it starts growing up. It's you as a parent that learns them what's good, what's not good, and like if you don't give them like the things that are right to do, and you only show them things that are wrong to do, they will go on the wrong path. And I think we have I made a couple of examples also to for the people who are not like tech savvy to understand a little bit what this is about. If we look at machine learning in healthcare sector, machine learning made a lot of changes in the healthcare. Like if you look at the X-rays or MRIs to detect diseases like cancer, and they are more accurate than a human doctor, because the machine can detect in the X-ray or the MRI if the person has cancer or where the cancer is based, and they give it like that information comes to the doctor. And that is why they use these type of machines, because the data is correct. Another thing is also, if you look at the finance sector, we they are using like I maybe cannot say which type of banks, but the banks are using machine learning to find out the patterns of your spending behavior, so that gets flagged that this person like maybe he's like using money that is black money. Because if you think like humans, let me say you have humans working in a bank, and you have like dozen of customers, it's not possible that people will like daily go and check everyone's their bank accounts, what how many money did they wire, why did they wire it. No, but there are like machines that find all these patterns where big amounts of money are being wired, and they detect it, and they give the information to the employees of the bank. Also, the best one that I like is the one of the transportation. If you look nowadays in some countries, we have the cars that drive by itself. There is no driver. You just jump in, you book the car, you jump inside. He brings you to your destination without any driver inside the car, without anyone handling the car. The machine is learned to use that route, and he's learned where to wait, what are objectives to be careful with. And the last one I would say, guys, if you want to know what machine learning is, switch on your television and go to Netflix, and just open Netflix and wait, and you will start seeing a lot of suggestions coming up, like this movie has come out, this movie has come out, based on your searches. So short terms, that is machine learning.
It's so interesting. I don't think people realize when they use social media, they use the apps, they use the ride share programs. I don't think they realize how much data is being tracked on them, and what is being fed to them is
Yes.
through machine learning. Because people will throw around, oh, the algorithm, the algorithm. The algorithm is just really a machine learning tool, right? A use case.
A lot of people, as I was sitting one day at the airport, and someone said to me, why is Facebook giving me all these suggestions about cruising? As a person, were you searching for cruise trips, etc.? He told me, yes, I was searching for cruise trips on Facebook. I said, that is the way. Facebook got the information, what you're searching for, and they started to suggest. So that's why I would say that um, companies that store data and get data from customers, they are quite powerful companies, because as you can, let's take an example, like a company as Google. Everything you search on, they know what you want, what you're looking for, and these type of companies have so much power that they can, like, because of the machine learning, they can send you the results based on what you need. And so nowadays it's like, I don't think that advertisement in newspapers and television is something people do anymore. We use, and I would say, and it's the same like we do with the websites, etc., and other social media. We use like SEO, etc., to know what people are looking for, and getting the right people to connect with our website for the solution that you're looking for. So if you as business owner, I don't say that you have to become a machine learning professional, because it takes some IT tech background to study that. But I would say if you're a business owner or not aware about machine learning yet, you're quite behind of the technology. You have to upgrade yourself and get in touch with the AI partner.
Dude, I was at a dentist about a month ago, and same lady I've had for 10 years, same dentist I've had for 10 years. And I had to get x-rays. And so my x-rays came back, and you do that every 6 months or so. My x-rays came back, and on the screen, I always like to peek around the corner to see the x-ray. And they're looking for cavities or whatever, but there was big red circles around certain areas on the x-ray, which have normally not been there. And since we've started Unisupports and are launching, an AI automation agency and helping people with this, I was like, what is that? Are you guys using AI? And so what it was doing, it was a predictive tool to
Yeah.
be able to tell me, hey, make sure you're flossing in that certain area better because you potentially have a cavity that could be forming in that tooth. And I was like, whoa, it's happening everywhere. And I think I had an interesting. So we both post on LinkedIn all the time, and we're very active on social. And had an interesting conversation this morning on a post of mine that was a gentleman was talking about new school tools. So using machine learning inside businesses to help them accelerate. Because what I heard and I think is interesting is that these tools aren't replacing people; they're going to replace companies if companies don't start adapting to these tools. But it was about the balance between using machine learning tools, but also going back and writing with a pen and a notebook on a piece of paper to create that new school tool, but also old school tool. So there's a nice balance available to us today to do both of those things, right? I think that's kind of an interesting perspective.
Yeah, and I would say that when the COVID pandemic came in, a lot of people lost their jobs also. But what we have seen then is that people who were like already ahead with the technology, that were already familiar with Zoom, Google Meet, Teams, and those type of things, they survived the COVID pandemic. And I would say that we cannot see AI as a pandemic, but I would say that if you as business owner don't educate your employees and your team about AI, what will happen is that the gap that will come in the coming years will be a big gap to fill in. And I would say that at that time, the employees who haven't educated themselves, they can like possibly be on risk to lose their jobs, because the people who are already familiar with AI. Because look, Andy, a nice example is, if today you want to have machine learning, you need to have humans to set it up, because they
Rice, is that why Google and Facebook and Meta and all the different platforms hire so many people because they're going in and having the humans help the machine learn what certain things are?
Yeah, and I must say that Apple is like going to hire a lot. You know, we talked about it that day in the news. Apple posted in the news that they're going to hire like I don't know how 1,000 people are going to be hired, but because the humans are needed to make these systems. You cannot make these systems by its own. You need humans to make it, and especially when we talk about data. And as you know, Andy, we had last week some meetings with people. If the data is not correct, you have a big problem because you must see it like I was watching a short cartoon last week, and the cartoon was going about this AI stuff. So the children already getting educated about AI. And you know what's funny? That it shows that the AI system destroyed one of the cartoon friends inside the movie, and that happened because it was created with wrong information. So the end of the story, what the note of the impact was of the whole thing that happened was that we humans can make AI do good things and also do bad things because it is something that's just empty. We fill it up, and that's why they are taking so many people, hiring so many people. You know what's funny? I don't hope it. Let me say, okay, it's not funny, but it's like a little bit ironic. The same people they are hiring to make those machines will replace those people again. That is
It's a sad cycle, right? Like they are
that's yeah,
training their replacement, which is technology.
yes, and that is something that's yeah, it's interesting and it's quite strange because what will happen is the people who have like the expertise of making this machine learning and knowing how to work will stay, but the people who didn't work on the education or going with this technology, this machine will replace them. So the machines will replace their teachers that make them, that educated them. These machines are going to replace. So it's going to be coming years are going to be tough years, I must say.
What would you say to someone who they have computers in their business? They have a lot of human interaction in their business and they are looking to figure out how do they start implementing some version of tech AI automation into their business. What would you say to them?
I would say to them, if you already have the computers and you have like too many tasks that are being done by the employees, I would say let's start first with the administrative tasks because in a lot of companies, the administration is always a headache. What is quite crazy is when we talk with these companies, most of the administration is a mess, the data.
Well,
So
I knew you were going to say that because what's happening now is that people have multiple systems that they're
yes,
using. They don't connect to one another. And so people are using, I'm going to that tab, they're contact switching constantly instead of having a centralized. I mean, that's what we're building right now for customers is a centralized
ER,
solution pulling from all the different
yeah.
places.
I would say let's such a company they need a ERP system. A ERP system has all these different departments
If people
inside
don't
it.
know, Rice, what does ERP stand for?
It's an enterprise resource planning system. In this type of system, you have like the HR, finance, sales, customer support. All departments are located in one tool. So you don't have to have like 20 tools using 20 tools for one company. And you know what's nice of this ERP? The ERP has also AI in it already. What's nice of it is if you are a business owner and you want to know 2 years ago how many sales did I make, you just generate a report, you have the full report. And then the coolest thing also about these ERPs are they are most likely cloud based. So if there comes a fire in your company, something that happens inside, your data is safe inside the cloud. So ERPs are systems that people take to nowadays, and I would say know the difference. I think Andy, we can make a podcast about the difference of CRM and ERP because
No, I
people
think that'd be good. People don't know, man. They don't know.
no people see the CRM as a ERP system, but the CRM is just a customer relation management system, not an enterprise resource planning system. So If you want to like have the customer data only and all those leads, you use CRM. But if you want talking about invoices, sales, etc., then you're talking about a ERP. We can have like a podcast about the differences between those two.
I think that'd be good. There's a lot of interesting like questions around ERP that we could talk about in that podcast about whether you should
Sure.
make your own ERP system, whether you should go get one off the shelf, how do you customize it? Because I think it goes back to our same thesis, man. The implementation is where the struggle is. Companies don't know how to implement, they don't have the time to implement. And if they had an implementation partner to come in and help them, I think they would realize how more effective their sales teams are, their administration teams are. And I still think I mean, you can tell me if you disagree, but I think we're in a place in time where we're putting in machine learning, we're putting in ERP, we're putting in automation, technology, AI, but not to eliminate people, but to free people up to do more impactful stuff. I think so.
Yeah, no, I surely agree because we don't want people lose their jobs. We want that companies get better, have more accurate data, and people have more freedom in time. You don't have to work like 80 hours, 90 hours a week. And the most important thing also is a lot of people are coming now on nowadays on a market with this AI thing, but when companies have like an administration that's quite a mess from sales to HR to sales, customer support, all those departments, then you're not talking about AI directly. You're talking about ERP, and the ERP has the AI functionalities inside it. So that is what Unisupport that we do is we find out what you need. It's not that we're coming, hey, you need AI, and people are just I think nowadays a lot of people are starting companies with saying hey AI, but at the end of the day they don't understand what is AI and what the needs are of the companies, and that's why we see that man, I was shocked when I saw prices, people asking for like 80K 100K for just a simple implementation that could be have done by maybe a ERP system. So yeah, man, the market is full AI, and I must say, Andy, we were discussing this also that I think all these investors, all these angel investors, seed investors, everyone wants to invest in AI, but I would say invest in companies that do AI, but that will have like a long term of survival. Because believe me, these companies that are starting up with that AI thing and don't understand nothing except I think after this AI pandemic is finished, these companies are also like closed down because if you don't have any other tool solutions to provide, then you cannot be beating this market.
I think I think I see, I agree. I see two ways. See, so in our case, we're business owners. We've operated businesses before. And I think we both realize that whether it's a small business, a medium business, or a large business, that it's a mess inside that business all the time. It's messy. Growing a business is messy, and there's multiple systems. You hire more people, you get more complexity, and there are automation capabilities in small, medium, and large. Because a lot of people think AI, machine learning is just for like big enterprise businesses. But we're
Yeah.
seeing it in startups. And so what I like about Unisports is it's a service organization that can provide implementation, consulting, and ideas around problem solving different areas of the business. But the other place that I'm seeing interesting is that if you're a subject matter expert in an industry and you just know that industry really well, and you are able to find the friction point in the industry and build a company or a solution using AI, you
Yes.
have the chance like never before to go faster in the market, disrupt an entire industry, really. And those are the two verticals I see with the AI word that people put on businesses. And that second one, that product company using an AI solution, solving a friction point, we're seeing that a lot where early stage companies will come to us and say, hey, I see this friction point in this market. I know how to solve it. Can you develop a solution? And we're like, oh yeah, that's it. Our developer team can do that. As long as you can see the problem, right? So there's two really
Yes.
interesting movements happening that I think are going to completely disrupt industry. And I will say, I think small business startups are going to have the chance to go faster than ever before. medium-sized businesses, the ones who take advantage of this, can
Yes.
scale quickly. And there's this whole thing called silver tsunami, right? You talk pandemic. There's this thing called the silver tsunami, which is an aging population of business owners who are looking to retire. And I also believe that if they could put technology into their business, and they don't, technology is not something they grew up with, so they're not used to it. But if they could implement technology in their businesses, they have the opportunity to now pass that on to their kids or sell the business if they wanted to or step away from the business. I think there are so many use cases. It's just being aware to where's the chaos, right? Where's the headache? Where's that friction point? Where's my bottleneck? And simply starting in that one place.
And I think that we like the chaos. I think like like to find out chaos and fix the chaos, because that is like a challenge for us every day to wake up, get customers, get people with a lot of bottlenecks, pains that we detect inside the businesses, and find the correct solution towards what can help them. Yeah, and I think, Andy, regarding machine learning, let's say it's a powerful tool that's is transforming industry and reshaping our world, and it's about teaching computers to learn from data. So if you want or you don't like it, or you maybe don't want to hear about it, machine learning is going to stay forever, because it's something that we are already using and it's going to stay for a long time. But I would say that let's accept these new changes in the technology, and let's see how we handle these challenges and how we can use it to make our lives better, instead of fighting towards it what will solve our problem. So I think, Andy,
Open
that
mindedness, brother. Open mindedness. That's what it's about.
because at the end of the day, you cannot fight these systems, especially if from healthcare till entertainment industry is using it. These are very powerful industries, and this is not going away. So let's go open minded for it. And also, I would say, Andy, everyone watching our videos, you're a business owner, you're a CEO, you have a company, and you need any help with one of these topics, we are always open for a call, and the call is like free. We don't charge any cost for the first calls. You can always book a call with us, and we can talk about what your needs are, what the bottlenecks are, and find a solution before AI takes over your company and you don't have any way to go out, and your competitors are coming with the best AI solutions to solve the problems in the market. So let's start today, not tomorrow, because the tomorrows, I have read a quote last time on LinkedIn. We every day say tomorrow, 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 and if you count those tomorrow, it has been years that we're going at the tomorrows.
Yeah, well said. That's yeah, and I think the put the kind of the cherry on the top. I mean, we and every single person is already using some version of machine learning right now. In
Yes.
anything, in some form or fashion, it's being used probably on a daily basis in our lives. And so, as we start to think about our businesses and how we can adapt solutions and technology into those, that'll be the opportunity for us to, as you said, not only survive but thrive. And that'll be the takeaway. Maybe is that today is the day, right? Today is the day.
Today is the day. Don't move it to tomorrow. And yeah, I would say people, don't be scared, don't be afraid. If you like not sure about the decision to make, we are there. There are a lot of companies also there to advise you the right solutions. And I would say that this free education you guys are getting, it, because at the end of the day, watching memes will not bring you further. Watching these type of educational videos will educate you guys and help you guys to make a good solution. And Andy, I also wanted to add something. I think the next podcast that is coming on will be like on Thursday, because we're having a special guest. We'll not reveal it yet, but we're having a special guest in the podcast about a SharePoint guru located in New York. So he will be joining us together, and we will be talking about SharePoint and AI. So yeah, it's a hot topic. So
I love
let's
it.
look forward to it. So guys, thank you for watching us, and I know you guys missed Andy last time. He's back now, so you guys will be seeing him again.
Rice, good to be here. Thank you for all the wisdom that you prevail. It's great to be back. So if we haven't met, I'm Andy Smith, and here with the CEO Rice of Unisupports, and we're trying to do 2 of these a week. So stay tuned on all social media platforms for Unisupports, where you can find information there, and let us know your feedback. We'd love to hear from you and love to help you not only survive but thrive, both in life and in your business. See everyone soon.